Nearly 15% of American women will suffer from an eating disorder by the time they are in their 50s. That's a frightening statistic for the daughter, granddaughter, wife, or even mother in your life. In Chattanooga, Focus Treatment Centers helps women and men overcome eating disorders every day. Addie Bramblett works with Focus, and she joins us this morning, along with Emily Collier, who is with the MCR Foundation. MCR and Focus together are hosting the annual Bowties and Blossoms coming up July 27th. Do I have that right?
You have it. So
good to see you both.
Nice to see you.
So Addie, I'll throw this to you because each and every day there at Focus, this is exactly what you're doing, is helping people overcome eating disorders. That's a high number, 15% of women.
Very high, very high. Yeah, and men actually too. So we see it every day.
So this partnership that the two of you have, it's a long-standing one. You're helping in the true recovery of it. You, Emily, at MCR are helping with kind of facilitating the right treatment for the person in need. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, we are more on the prevention side, so we do a lot of education, especially with younger kids in schools and middle school and high school. We don't talk about eating disorders per se when we go talk, but we talk about loving your body and just planting those seeds of positive body image and self-esteem early, so that hopefully we don't have to, we have a great partnership, but hopefully we can catch some of these on the front end before they get to Addie.
This is a topic, we talk about this often on 3+You, and Emily is always on ahead of the different fundraisers that they have for MCR, so it's probably not a new conversation for our viewers to hear. It's never a quick one to have, so before we get too deep into it, I do want to talk the fun of Bowties and Blossoms, because it is a celebratory night, really, correct?
Yes. Yes, I mean, it's a celebration of just what we do together in the community, and just kind of to create even more awareness about the fact that we're here. I meet people a lot of times, they're like, oh, I didn't even know, the MCR was here. What a great resource. And it's, this next year will be our 20th year. So, and same for Focus. So yeah, it is a celebration and awareness of just an opportunity to come together and support these organizations.
So before we get into the conversation too much more, here's what you need to know. Mark your calendar while there are still tickets available for July 27th at the Reed House, a beautiful venue, always a band, great food, lots of dancing, some emotional reminders of why you are there. And one of the reasons, Addie, that this is so important to talk about is that often people who are struggling with eating disorders do so quietly, and the people who are in their lives and their friends and family don't realize what they're going through. Is that right?
That's right. That's right. Yeah. And so we want to help people, spread awareness, and we want people to understand that you can talk about it and that you can ask questions. You can ask questions to your loved ones if you feel like someone is struggling. Not just that person who is struggling feeling like they can ask for help, but also you can ask questions.
The reason it's such a difficult thing, Emily, to conquer, if you will, is that it's not as simple as people might think of telling someone, well, just eat your vegetables versus your cake, or just don't eat so much or eat more. It's a mental struggle.
Yes, I mean, it is a mental health issue, and Pam Kelly, I will quote her all the time, because she says, eating disorders never stand alone. There's usually something else going on along with the eating disorder, and that's the behavior that is this negative coping skill. It's usually there's depression, anxiety, OCD, several things that it's a very layered, complex issue.
You mentioned the prevention that you both are trying to do to get ahead of the curve, if you will. So if parents are seeing, and boys and girls, seeing some stress or some anxiety behavior or anything that's not typical of their child, what should they do? Any thoughts?
You can take that.
Okay. I think you watch for patterns to emerge. If you notice that your child is kind of isolating more, like, I'll have parents that are like, well, all of a sudden she's spending 3 hours alone in her room. We get phone calls like that all the time about like, I've started to notice, my daughter's like, or it'll be, my daughter's lost 20 pounds and I didn't even realize it because she was wearing baggy sweatshirts and leggings and things like that. And so I think you watch for behavior changes and kind of patterns there, and then if you notice something, that's when you can call us and ask questions. Right. When you call MCR, I'm the one that answers. So if you're curious or if you feel like you're seeing the beginning stages of something, you can call and ask questions. Your pediatrician's a great resource often. So yeah, if you just
And at Focus, Addie, tell me if I'm right or wrong, but I think part of what y'all also do is you do try to be that support, not just for the person walking through the eating disorder, but the family too, because they have to understand how to help, and it's not easy.
Oh yes, so Focus is we really push family involvement, and so we want to make sure that we're not only involved in the patient's life, but also helping support the family or just the support system. So it may not be a family member, it could be a partner or a spouse, it could be just the loved one, but we want to make sure they are getting education, they're getting awareness, but we're also supporting them and helping them understand how to communicate, how to get more education, and how to also support their loved one as they're going through that.
It was telling to me when I found that statistic about the 15% of women by the time they're in their 50s, and my takeaway was that does not mean that this is a teenage issue. This is an adult woman issue as well. So don't think that if you're in your 30s, 40s, even your 60s or 70s, you can still be on this journey and don't feel shame in it. There's help, right?
absolutely.
How do we get our tickets to Bowties and Blossoms?
So you can go to www.bowtiesandblossoms.com and purchase tickets. And if you are out of town, we do have a raffle, and you don't have to be present to win. So there's a raffle for a $2,500 American Express gift card. So you can buy tickets, raffle tickets on that site as well. So if you can't come that night, but you would like to support, that's a fun way to do that.
And part of the monies that they will raise will go towards this prevention effort they have. They are involved in schools, they're expanding all the time, trying to teach our kids how to be proud of who they are and love themselves as they are. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.